going on, people? This is the Schwantz27, and in this video, I am going to make my case for bringing the war game type back to fucking Black Ops 2 here. Now, I was playing in my live stream the other day, and I was doing viewer's choice, which is basically, you pick the Call of Duty game. I have all of them from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare all the way up through Black Ops 2, and the game mode, and basically I would just play it until somebody else said otherwise in the stream. So somebody suggested, hey, why don't you play War from Call of Duty World at War? And I said, cool, let's do it. So I started playing it, and I was like, hey, this is actually really, really fun. This is probably one of the funnest game modes that they've ever had. But sadly, they did not let it come back for the original Black Ops, and I would like them to put it into Black Ops 2, and I've heard Von der Haar perhaps say once or twice in not so many words that with all of the new different score streaks and stuff like that, it's going to be hard to figure out how to do it. Well, of course, I was up to the task, I was up to the challenge, and David Von der Haar, don't worry, I've done all of the research and thinking for you. Here is my proposal. For those of you who don't know what the war game type is that didn't have World at War, I'll give you a brief synopsis of it for you. There are 5 flags on the map, on most maps anyway. There are some with 3, but those are because those are the smaller ones. But you start off with 2 flags, and the first team to 5 flags wins the game. The team that you have automatically controls 2 of the flags, and the other team has 2. So the first flag that you fight over is the one in the middle. So it's very similar to Domination in the fact that you have to capture flags in order to win the game. But it's vastly different from Domination in several different ways. So the first flag that is uncaptured is the middle flag. So there is a shared flag capture meter, if you will. So if Team A runs in and grabs half of the flag, then they get killed off of it, and Team B starts capturing the flag, they have to capture the flag from halfway of the opposite team's flag. So if they then capture the flag halfway, the flag goes back to neutral instead of halfway for them, kind of thing. So there's also a momentum system in the game, which has to do with how many kills your team gets, and there's a meter in the corner of the screen, and if you fill up 1 meter, you get to 2 times faster captures. You fill up the second meter, you get 3 times faster captures, but once the enemy team captures a flag, all of the momentum is lost. And basically, it's just like, you know, Domination and Headquarters almost combined, if you will, where as soon as you capture an area, then you move on to the next one depending upon which team you are. So if Team A captures the flag in the middle, they will start the next area that needs to be captured, or the area that needs to be contested is Team B's first line of defense flag. And then once Team A captures all 5 flags, they end up winning the game. Now if it goes to a time limit, that goes to a sudden death overtime, where the only flag that you have to capture is the middle one, and whichever team was winning at the time that the game ends gets a distinct advantage, because the bad team or the losing team gets a little bit of a spawn delay. So in this game there is no spawn delay. So with that being said in mind, I tried to figure out how to incorporate this game mode War into the new Black Ops 2 game. So I had a bunch of different ideas. I got a lot of different pictures for ideas for flag sites for War. And here's what I did. I made a point system, and I made some rules associated with it. So the first thing are going to be the points. Now I'm going to write all these down on the screen so everybody can kind of, you know, see what I'm up to here anyway. So in World at War, each kill was 5 points, so we'll keep it the same in Black Ops 2, 50 points per kill. Now, as an incentive to either capture the flag or to defend the flag, you'll get 75 points per kill while you're capturing it, or 75 points per kill if you get an enemy who's trying to capture the flag. So that's, you know, some added incentive for objective players. Also, there's 100 points to flip the flag over to your side. So say the flag is, you know, a quarter of the way over to the other side and you hop on it and you bring the flag back over to your side of the capture meter, if you will, you get 100 points for doing that. Now, the only time you won't get 100 points for doing that is on the initial grab. You know, when everybody runs to go get the first flag, you won't get 100 points for flipping at that time. And just the same as in World at War, you get 300 points for a flag capture. So that's the point system in a nutshell. The momentum, we're going to do the same rules as World at War. If you want to read up on it, I'll put a link to the Call of Duty wiki about it on here. They explain it much better than I do. Now, one of the big problems with this game mode is that kill streaks could fucking wreak havoc. You have 12 guys going for one fucking area. So here's what I did. There's only 3 kill streaks that you could use in this game. I put in the UAV, which is the same as the spy plane from World at War. The Hellstorm Missile, which one could argue could be similar to an artillery from World at War. And I put in here the AGR, which is similar to the dogs from World at War. Now, I struggled going back and forth between Hellstorm Missile and Lightning Strike, but I think Lightning Strike might be too powerful in this case. You only want to strike one area, not 3 different areas. So that's why I thought Hellstorm Missile was more appropriate. And I was also going to do Stealth Chopper instead of AGR, but there are certain maps that are, you know, indoors that a Stealth Chopper wouldn't do fucking shit for. So I figured the AGR would be better because, like a dog, it roams around on the ground and kills people. So yeah, those are the 3 kill streaks that you always have to use in this game mode: the UAV, the Hellstorm Missile, and the AGR. Now, for locations of the different flags on the map, here are my general rules for the locations. I picked locations based on the MLG callouts. We'll see that in a minute. I'll throw a link down in the description. It's got a map of all. It's got all of the MLG callouts on all of the maps, all in one spot. So my rules were basically it already had to be a domination flag point, a bomb site for demolition or search and destroy, a hardpoint area, or a headquarters spot. So this eliminates having to go back and reprogram locations for objectives. Now, I couldn't find online all of the different headquarters locations, so I actually manually went through and did them all myself. I'm going to release a separate video on all of the different headquarters locations, so be on the lookout for that. Now, there were certain maps that I would have liked to have done differently. Actually, the first map is Aftermath in alphabetical order. You'll see what I'm talking about. But I had to go based on these set of criteria to make it as easy as possible for Treyarch to integrate war into Black Ops 2. So let's check out Aftermath, the first map. Now you'll see on the left-hand side is the Mercs, they're in yellow. The right-hand side is the FBI, they're in blue. And the first site, that's the neutral site, is BDOM. That's the BDOM flag. That's also the site of the first headquarters location. For the Mercs, their first line of defense is going to be the B bomb site. It's kind of in between trailer and bus if you're going on the MLG callouts. And the second, their last line of defense is going to be the hardpoint number 2 location. It's kind of in that fountain area. It's not necessarily ADOM. It's kind of behind it a little bit, if you know what I'm talking about. For the FBI, the bus stop is the first line of defense. That's one of the headquarters spots, and also Crater will be the last line of defense, which is another headquarters location. Now, if I was designing this game from scratch, if we look at this MLG callout map here, I would want to put one at BDOM, for the Mercs, one at trailer, and then one maybe at, you know, the hardpoint number 2 location that I already have. And for the FBI, I would much rather do something, you know, over behind medics and then car park, which is another hardpoint location. But I think bus stop and crater is still pretty good anyway. But I just don't like, I'm not really a huge fan of the B bomb site for the first line of defense on Mercs. I'd much rather go over by trailer, but again, I was working within the confines of spots that are already programmed in the game. The next map here is cargo. We have the SDC in red on the left and the SEALs in blue on the right. B-Dom here is, the neutral flag in the middle by all the cargo spots. Now, the SDC will be defending, the first line of defense will be the trailer. That's also a headquarters location. And the number 2 building, another headquarters location. For the SEALs, they're going to do South Red, which is a headquarters location, and A-Dom, which is the A-Domination flag for domination, or that side's flag for capture the flag. For this one, this is pretty much all the spots that I really wanted to. If we look at the MLG callout map, entrance would have been nice, and dock would have been nice to make it even further away, but I think this is still pretty balanced either way. Moving on to the next map is Carrier. Here, the B-Dom will be the neutral site, as you see in white. For the SEALs, their first line of defense will be Ramp, that's a headquarters spot, and C-Dom, which is the domination flag for C, or in Capture the Flag, that's their side. For the SDC in red, we're going to do the Stealth, which is that area that's also a hard point location over there, and A-Dom, which is the Capture the Flag site as well for this guy. Now, for this one, you could go either way. You could either do Stealth and Ramp, or if you look at the MLG callouts, you could do, Armory and Lockers kind of thing to make it indoors maybe, perhaps. But I figured that these spots that I already have were the best ones there. Next map is Drone. B-Dom is the B-Dom in the middle. For SDC, Chopper, which is a hardpoint location in A-Dom. And for the SEALs, we have Orange, which is that little tunnel way under the lab. That's also a hardpoint location, and C-Dom. For here, if we take a look at the MLG callouts, we could have also have done computers for SEALs, but I wanted to incorporate the lab a little bit too. Computers is a hardpoint spot and a headquarters location, but I figured the way that I had it was the best way to go. Next is Express, and for Express there really isn't a great way to kind of get all of the sides of the map involved. There's B-Dom, A-Dom, and C-Dom, and then Arrivals and Departures, which are both hardpoint locations. So that's that. And if we look on the MLG callouts, you'll see I don't have very much to work with. If you could move the C-Dom and A-Dom all the way back in the fucking exits by the train station where it comes in and comes out, it would have been a little bit better, but what can you do? Next is Hijacked. B-Dom, of course, will be the one in the middle. The Dining and Gym will be the first line of defenses. Those are both headquarters locations and hardpoint spots. And then A-Dom / Chopper and C-Dom / Pool. Those are the headquarters spots. Those are further out on the ship, and I think those do better than A-Dom and C-Dom if we're looking at the MLG callout map. That spreads out the map a little bit here. Next is Meltdown. I would have went with B-Dom here, but I kind of wanted to use more of the map, so that's why I went with Pillars. I could have also done Turbines here if we're looking at the MLG callouts. But then first line of defense is the 2 rooms there, the Anka room and the control room. Those are headquarters locations. And Dirt and Oil, those are hardpoint locations, I believe. So those are your last line of defense for the ISA and the Mercs, respectively. Like I said, for the middle part, I could have gone B-Dom, I could have gone Turbines, but I went with Pillars just to spread out the map a little bit there. Next is Nuketown 2025. I did that. We're going to do B-Dom, A-Dom, C-Dom, and then A-House and C-House. The A-House and C-House are both headquarters locations. That one's pretty linear, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Next is Overflow. We're going to do B-Dom in the middle, A-Dom on the one side, C-Dom on the other side. Then we're going to go over to the stalls for the ISA on the northwest side of the map, and Wall on the south side of the map there for the militia. I could have spread the map out a little bit more, but it was kind of hard with that northwestern side is very small, very narrow, and the area over by boat and water is just really, really big. And I also don't at all utilize the A bomb site from Search and Destroyer Demolition at all. But I figure this is probably the best we're going to do with this map. Next up is Plaza. Now, for Plaza, I did the Bar, which is the first hardpoint location. Then I did Dales and Jelly. Those, or Geely, or however you pronounce that, those are both hardpoint headquarters locations. and then ADOM and CDOM for the last lines of defense. If we look at the MLG call-out map here, I would have much rather have done Woodcross and Goldcross, but there is only one headquarters location, and that's at Woodcross. There isn't a headquarters location at Goldcross, or else I would have done those two, because then that would have spread out the map a little bit more, but you got to do what you got to do here. Next is Raid. So the first area will be Sculpture. That's a headquarters location over there. Then on the Merc side, we've got Court, which is a hardpoint location in ADOM. And on the FBI side, we have Bedroom, which is a headquarters location, and CDOM, which is, capture the flag, domination, etc., etc. Next map is Slums, the B-Dom spot. I could have done Statue, which is the hardpoint location, but B-Dom is, just the same. Then on the ISA side, we have Cafe, which is a headquarters location, and ADOM. And on the Merc side, we have Toilet, also a headquarters location, and CDOM. Next is the map Standoff. We've got B-Dom over there in the middle, and then on the SEAL side we've got Kitchen and ADOM, and then for Mercs we have Mechanic and CDOM. For this map, I wish I could have done more with the other corners of the map, but I wish I could have done maybe, gas station on one side and tractor on the other side, but I didn't feel that it spread out enough from B-Dom, so that's kind of what we did. Turbine is kind of a clusterfuck here. The B-Dom is appropriate, same with A-Dom and C-Dom, but then, the ones in the middle were kind of hard to figure out. We have Base, which is the headquarters location, and Control HQ. It's not actually in that room, it's right on that little outside area of that room, which is good because the base is kind of out in the open, whereas the control room is covered. So I feel like, it would have been uneven that way. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Yaman. It is the B-Dom over by that middle area. Then for the ISA, we're going to go over by the Planks, which is a headquarters location, and then ADOM. And then for the Mercs, we have the water tower over there, which is a water fountain, rather, which is a headquarters location, and then CDOM over there. So there you have it, folks. That is, if I was going to do the war game mode within the confines of the already shipped game, that's exactly how I do it. Treyarch, I did all of the motherfucking research for you already with a point system, a score streak system, and all of the locations on every single map. Make this shit motherfucking happen. This video took a lot of time to go research for both headquarters locations, because there aren't any out there, and trying to do all of the different maps and write in all the fucking names and all that shit. So please give me a like, favorite, and also share it with people. Let them know at Treyarch that you guys want the war game mode put back as a DLC option. I mean, fuck, if they're gonna take away Nuketown every other time that there's not a fucking double XP weekend, it's the least they could do. Anyways, I've been the Schwantz27, and just like a newborn baby, I'm out this bitch. Until next time.